How are you doing today, Julia?
Oh, I'm pretty good. How about you?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been a week since we had our first The Campfire episode. That was really exciting. How did it go for you?
Oh, I think it went well.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So I'm going to start with like basic introductions and just talk a little bit about what we're doing over here. I'm Shreya. I'm the director of community and people ops at Bit Project. And this is the Campfire. It's a weekly talk show where we try to basically just keep everyone in the world updated with all of the cool stuff that's happening at Bit Project. We bring on a lot of guests that are students that have participated in our previous camps, hence the word Campfire. Where they just kind of show off all of the awesome work. We're hopefully going to have mentors in the future and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really excited to kind of get this episode started. Julie, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the student instructors or camp counselors, and I participated in the second ever cohort of the serverless bit camp. And I'm both like a tech person and kind of like an artistic person. I like to combine the two. Um, and serverless is really cool. It's you take away the server kind of like it's you have to use like a service like Azure or Lambda. In this case, we're using Azure, and you can create awesome projects, and you don't have to manage your own server. They manage the servers for you. They find servers that have capacity, and it's just a really great way to make projects.
Yeah, I'm really excited. And I know we have a really awesome special guest for today's show. So do you want to go ahead and bring them onto the screen?
Hi, I'm so happy to be here today.
Hey,
I'm so
Emily.
excited that you're here. Oh, what just happened? Okay, great. So, Emily, do you want to just actually, before we start, I do want to take a quick screenshot of our beautiful faces so that we can show it off on our social media. So let's just do like a cute pose. 3, 2, 1. Yay. Okay, awesome. I'll send that over to our producer, Michael, who's working really hard in the back. But in the meantime, Emily, do you want to just like tell us a little bit about who you are, what got you here, all the fun stuff?
Of course. So, I think I better first start with my hobbies outside of BitCamp because before we dive straight into that stuff, I like to cycle outside. I live in a forested state, so there are a lot of trails and stuff, and I really enjoy going on those when I'm not sitting at my computer doing school or coding. Um, and now that we're talking about coding, how did I get into this stuff? Well, I guess it was back in like school where teachers and the school just in general tried to get more kids into technology and coding with like Scratch and stuff like that, just like drag and drop very basic coding skills. And I thought that was super cool. It was kind of like playing a game, which I really enjoyed Club Penguin at the time. And I don't know if any of you have played that before, but
Love
that was one of
Mhm.
my favorite parts. So that just got me interested. But it really wasn't until Big Camp when I really got into the technical side. Like I really was able to see what coding was like, not just printing out hello world on a screen or making a robot move around. So here I am. I was also in Julia's cohort, and we both went through the course and made projects together. So I guess you could say I was a beginner because I didn't really know how to build a web application. I didn't know how to connect HTML, CSS to JavaScript, and I just didn't understand how servers worked, much less serverless. So it's really taught me a lot. I guess one last thing about me is that now I am the Bitcamp manager at Bit Project. So I work with content developers, and um, I kind of just manage, make sure everything's flowing smoothly, and bring my perspective of a student to writing a serverless curriculum. So that's what we're working on now. And our next cohort, it's very exciting. It's coming up in June, so very soon.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you created like a file sharing app. It's really awesome. Could you tell us how you came up with that idea and why did you build it?
Yeah, of course. So there's a pretty interesting story. Well, I guess it's debatably interesting, but it really originated from the 2020 AP exams. So they're not like this. They're still online. Some of it is still online this year for 2021. But in 2020, students had to take pictures of their work from their phone and then transfer it onto their computer and then upload it and then wait an agonizing amount of time and make sure it submits. And then keep in mind, if it didn't submit, you would get like a 0. So it was super stressful. That's what really gave me the idea because even after online AP exams, online school became a thing. So we had to upload work for tests and homework onto our computer. And at one point, I just realized this is super inefficient because I was trying to take a picture with my phone, email it to my computer, download the picture, convert it to a PDF, and then turn it in for a test. And that just took way too much time. And as a result, to answer your question, Julia, that's how I got inspired to make Bunny Image. And that's the whole story behind it.
That's awesome. What was the process of building it like?
Like I said before, I didn't really have a good understanding of web applications. So at first, it was kind of overwhelming. Even though I knew how to use Azure functions, I was like, well, how am I going to organize this? Like, where am I going to put the picture? How am I going to convert it? But what I learned in BitCamp about like using APIs and stuff like that, I quickly just made a flowchart first to make sure I knew where the information was going and how I was going to code each part. And after that, I kind of just build off of smaller pieces of the application to eventually end up in the app. So it did take a lot of Googling, but it worked in the end.
Yeah, and how did the mentorship play a part in that development process?
I think it played a pretty large part because I was, once again, I was new to this side of coding. I didn't really know what a server was, how to transfer data, how to transfer files. And Ankit, my mentor, he really helped explain. And I remember specifically one session, he helped me understand what a JSON object was. Like back then, I had trouble accessing certain attributes within that, so I wasn't great with coding concepts, and he really helped me with that. That was a big part, and overall, he also helped me make my application more efficient. He helped me reduce the code that I had to write, which was definitely helpful. And overall, it was a pretty great experience, and I definitely learned a lot.
Yeah, and with online school, have you used the application at all?
Yeah, I have. Um, I the only reason I haven't continued to use it multiple times is that Azure services, like it's a server and they still have to manage it. So obviously they still have to charge you some money. But I did use it quite a lot when I was testing, and for it when it worked the first time, I was like, okay, I'm going to use it on my next math test. So the next day, I tried it out and it worked. It was a lot faster than my email option as well. And it converted it to a PDF. So it was great.
That's really exciting. Honestly, like I'm such a big fan of like all of these projects because there's always some that are like super fun and quirky. There's some that are like, we're going to change the world or we're going to like tackle problems. And it's really cool to see all the creativity that comes in the projects. Now that you both are going to be instructors, and Emily, you're actually a director for the coming serverless camp in the summer. What are your expectations for like the types of projects you want to see from the students?
Honestly, I'm just excited to see like what they can come up with. Like Julia and I mentored the last cohort, and there's one particular student that I think stood out to me because he incorporated his background in geology, I think, into making an earthquake app. And I just found that super interesting because he really applied the process of finding a problem in your life and then using tech to solve it. Um, so I guess I'm most excited for those kinds of projects, like just taking real world problems and solving them. But of course, also the really silly ones, like projects like Chloe's Chloe was another Azure mentor for the first cohort, and she built a really funny boyfriend. I think it's like using Twilio, you could pretend someone was calling you. So she could pretend her boyfriend was calling her to get out of a situation. So projects like that are super interesting to see, and just seeing what students come up with, because super cliche, but that those kind of things are going to solve big problems in the world.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Julia, do you have any expectations from the students in the summer?
Oh, like Emily said, I'm just excited to see what people come up with, because everyone's so creative, and this is such like an open-ended thing. It's not like you have to create a certain type of project. You can do so many things with it. I'm just really excited to see how much people can imagine and like take their imagination just wherever they want to go and like make it a reality.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm also actually really curious about any of the challenges that both of you might have faced in the past when you were building your projects that you would want to kind of like maybe give advice for the upcoming students. Emily, do you have anything?
Yeah, I think my biggest challenge was just working on the project and then hitting a dead end where my code just continually wouldn't work. And I would just keep getting errors. So I think the best way to approach that challenge is to kind of like take a step back and just stop the Googling for a second, because you can kind of get into a hole where you're just like Googling for the wrong thing. So step out of it, like take a quick break, and then go back and read the documentation again. Documentation is always important. So I think those are the biggest challenges I had, and just getting like burnt out and frustrated with it. But I guess the best solution to all of that is just to chill out, take a break.
Yeah, we love documentation over here. For sure. Julia, what about you?
Biggest challenge for me, most specific, was losing all my code. But that's yeah. Just make sure you back up all your code. Make sure you back up all your work. You don't want to lose it like I did, because that's definitely no fun. Also, ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions.
Yeah.
I got through it because I asked my mentor everything, and he helped me with everything. They love helping. So just like, they're open, like really ask questions. It helps you get there.
Yeah, and I just want to add on to that. As like a student mentor for the third cohort, me and Julia, it's better if you ask questions, because if you don't, like, that's our job to answer questions, and especially the industry mentors. So not taking advantage of that is, I guess it's not your fault, but it would just be like bad to miss out on.
Yeah, you also don't want to procrastinate and like not do the homework because you can't get through it. Like, ask questions and get through it. Don't procrastinate.
Yeah, and I guess that applies to everything, like in school too. Just like ask questions. It's so hard.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. And I think like in the upcoming future camps, we're also going to like schedule the mentor sessions a little bit more structured way. So the students, even if they feel a little bit like worried about bothering their mentors, we can make it like a super open environment. Let them know like these mentors are volunteering their time because they really care about you and they really want you to succeed. So that's going to be really exciting. I'm so hyped up for the summer.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you guys want to talk about in terms of either your projects, about this upcoming serverless camps?
I think I'm just pretty excited for the new projects that the students will be building in the curriculum. Julia, I don't know how updated you are about it, but we have a lot of like cool projects, like a secret sharer, where you text a message to a Twilio number and you get someone else's secret back. So it's a way of exposing yourself and others, and it's pretty addicting. You just keep texting to see what other people have put.
Ooh, that's really awesome. Yeah, I'm excited about like just like summer, because everybody can spend a little bit more time on their projects, be a little more relaxed. There's no finals, there's no school. You can just like spend a little bit more time on it and like not panic. Like, I'm not going to get the homework done along with all your school homework. So people just have time, I think.
Yeah, I think that's super important because in the past, the second cohort, it totally wasn't our students' faults. Like they had the passion and drive to complete the camp, but I mean, school is a lot of stress, and trying to get through that is obviously their top priority. So since we're holding it this summer, everyone's going to have more time, and we are just going to have a lot of fun.
So our producer, Mike, handed us a few more questions that we really want to ask you. It's going to be less related to your project, Emily, but I'm going to do kind of like a speed round of questions. You ready?
Got it. Ready.
Okay, let's go. Is there anyone in the tech industry who inspires you or has had a big influence on you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I would say, okay, ready? It's our president, Daniel. Yay. So I guess he's kind of been like a mentor to me for the past few months because he's talked a lot to me about what the tech industry is actually like. I feel like as students, we've been indoctrinated to think that the only path in tech is to sit at a computer and just like smash a keyboard all day and not talk to anyone, which is extremely not the case. So in fact, jobs in tech include duties like what we're doing right now. They might go on a live stream, code with people, talk to other people, and that's really opened up my perspective of what I might want to pursue in the future. So yeah, Daniel's really showed me that there's a lot more potential to expand your interests and not just have to program the entire day. And while I do like coding, it's not something I want to do 24/7.
No, that's definitely a very important lesson that I think all students should know at some point in their life that, hey, there's so much more to the industry than you realize.
Yeah.
Okay, next question. What are your aspirations, goals, or just future projects that you want to work on?
Ooh, okay, so I really enjoy, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I like ethical hacking. So it's basically hacking, but for good. So you find the problems in a system before the hacker can find it. So like, let's say there is a bug in the program for a certain website. So ethical hackers go in, they like find the bug. So it's like kind of like solving a puzzle. They look for bugs within code, they test things out, and they ultimately have to think like a hacker, but they're using their hacking skills for protecting the company. And I think I want to incorporate that that interest along with a passion for applying tech to the real world. Like I know there's a ton of environmental issues that do need to be solved, and tech is playing a larger part in it every single day. Yeah, so I feel like in the future I do want to work on projects like that with maybe a team to maybe create some tech, code some projects, work with other industries as well to branch the connection between tech and the environment. And I guess like one more thing is definitely diving more into cybersecurity, because if you guys have probably heard about the gas shortage, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you think about it, all some people had to do was get some ransomware into the system, and after that, they stopped the entire gas pipeline along the East Coast. So yeah.
Our producer is like, yeah, my poor wallet.
Yeah. So if you think about it, that just one piece of code can cause that much trouble. So tech is good and bad.
Yeah. That's so cool. Okay, ethical hacking is something that I've learned a little bit about in school, but is another thing that a lot of people don't really talk about. You hear a lot about like machine learning and AI, and that's like the cool, like spicy stuff. But that's so cool. Like you're hacking your own system, so you're still a hacker, but you're just doing it for good legal reasons.
You still get like the happy drive of like, ooh, I found like a bug. It's not like you're hurting anyone by doing it.
Exactly. That's so awesome. Where can our viewers connect with you if they want to learn more about Emily, about Emily's futures plans? Where should they go?
Ooh, okay, so I have my wait, okay, there you go. My handle's right here. You can find me on Twitter, and yeah, I try to be active on there, and I post about what I'm doing I tweet about what I'm doing, excuse me, not post. And I retweet stuff about projects I'm working on. So if you want to connect with me on there, there it is.
Awesome. I think that's all of the questions that we have for now. Next up, we have the game. Julia, do you want to introduce the game this time?
Yeah, sure. So we are playing Guess the Word. And so you have, there's a word, obviously. And that was the most lame description ever.
There's a word.
You have a timer, and someone tries to describe the word in 10 seconds or less, and the other people have to try and guess the word.
Okay.
So the way we're going to do it is our producer, Mike, has all of the words this time. We have no idea what they are. One at a time, one of us is going to look at the public chat where he's going to post the word, and the other two are going to stay in the private chat and not look at the public.
Okay.
The person who looks at it will try to describe it, and the other two have to guess it. I have, like, if I start and I'm the first person describing the word, I'll have 10 seconds. The timer will go off, and then after the 10 seconds, you guys have to guess the word. Does that sound good?
Yeah, sounds awesome. I'm ready.
Okay, cool. So if you guys are okay with that, I'll go first and I'll guess the word, and I really hope that they're easy.
Okay, I'm staying in the private chat.
Okay, awesome. Michael, whenever you're ready, feel free to send in the word for us, and I will. Ooh, okay. I almost said it out loud. That's a bad idea. So, gosh, this is kind of like the amount of space that some sort of like a website has. It's kind of like capacity, but it's not really capacity. Okay. That was an awful description.
Cookies. Cookies. Part of a browser.
That's a good guess.
All right.
Oh. I forgot. What was it? The sounds are part of it. Julia, do you want to try to take a guess?
Oh, my brain is blanking, and all I can think of is storage, which is really terrible, or memory, which is really awful.
Again, it's not your fault. I described it bad. It was bandwidth. Okay, I messed up, but okay. It's which one of you wants to go next?
I guess I can go next.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, is bandwidth.
Yeah. Michael, I already saw the other word that you posted. Do you mind posting another one? Okay, great.
All right. Okay.
Wait 1 second. Let me pull up the 10-second timer again real quick. Oops. This is slightly bootleg, but better than last time. Let me know when you're ready, Emily.
I'm ready. I got my thing ready. Okay, so this is something you can't eat, but it's also something used on websites and in browsers.
Wow, you had so much time to spare too. Julie, do you want to take a crack at this one?
Cookies, perhaps?
Oh, I got the easy one.
That was good. You can
Cookies are the only things in browsers that you can eat.
I mean, you could try to eat other stuff. I don't think you'd be able to survive, but
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a problem.
Oops, I gotta leave the public chat. Wait. Okay. Julie, you can head on over.
All right. Ooh. Okay.
Let me pull up the timer again. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready. Okay. It's a layer of protection from hackers and oh my goodness. Yeah, my brain's not working.
Oh. That's a good.
That's that's it.
That's it? Oh well, good job, Emily. You got it.
Where's my ding? Oh, there we go. Okay.
Great job. Okay, I have no idea what the points are. But do you guys want to do another round of this?
Sure, it's kind of fun.
Okay. Let's go. That was fun, yeah.
Okay, sure, it's your turn again.
Okay, cool. Let me pull up the timer. Okay, y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like a creature, and it's something that causes problems in your code.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you think it is?
Emily?
Ugh.
You got it. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna.
My turn.
Yeah.
Like the snake. That's the language. I think that was last time.
Yeah.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm waiting for Michael's word.
Okay.
All right, got it.
Okay.
Oh, this is something that's super hot in the industry right now, and it helps computers education. So,
Like machine learning?
yeah.
Okay. It was like education camp serverless.
I said it helps computer education.
That's good. That's good.
I was like, what's a synonym for learning?
Okay, awesome. Julia, your turn.
All right. Hopefully I'll do better this time.
You will.
Ooh, okay. This should be pretty good.
Ready?
Yep. Okay, the creator of Apple, basically. Last name is like work.
Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
This one's really hard.
I really liked your last description. The last name is work.
Work. Great job, guys. That was really fun. I think that's pretty much it for what we have for today, right? Julia, am I missing anything?
I think that's it.
Okay, great. Awesome. Emily, thank you so much for joining us today.
My pleasure.
It was really fun talking to you about your project, even though I talk to you about it like every week, once a week. And next week we have another student who was actually part of our third camp earlier this year called Anita, and she made an awesome project. Let me see if I can actually find the link for her project on our website. I think it's there.
Yeah, and Julia and I had we were able to mentor her as students during the cohort, and her project is super cool. If you're hungry, be sure to watch. She just got food.
Yeah. Her project was really cool.
Really awesome. Yeah. It's one of those things that like I would have never thought of, but also if it actually existed as a real app, I would 100% use it. Do you guys want to describe it? Or?
Yeah, sure. So it finds dining places with the cuisine that you enter between two zip codes. So you don't have to search forever to find something at the midpoint that is to the food taste that you want. It's there for you. It does it for you.
Yeah, it's another, like I said before, real world problem solved by tech. And sometimes I think it's kind of hard to think of project ideas on the spot, but my advice is to just, when you're going about your day, just like something that annoys you, just think to yourself, could this be solved by a coding project?
I'm going to think that all day long. I'm like, oh, this is annoying. I should make an app about it.
Yeah,
that's where you get project ideas.
Yeah, the best ideas are when you don't even think it needs a solution, and then once the solution is there, it's just like, I can't live without this.
Perfectly. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for joining me, Emily and Julia. It was really nice talking to you guys. I'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, guys.